The World Cup is already down to day 15, and the knockout stages are already taking shape. Some sides are already qualifying, while in some groups, there's still everything to play for ahead of the final round of fixtures. Group E is pretty much decided in terms of the first spot, but there's still all to play for regarding the other positions. So we've got Germany, Curacao, Ecuador, and Ivory Coast all battling it out in Group E. And Victor, the first question is from Ecuador. Ecuador take on Germany, and they need a result to stand any chance of progressing in Group E. They are actually winless in 9 games against European sides, but what are their chances of pulling off an unlikely upset here?
I mean, if you fail to beat Curacao, then perhaps you shouldn't even be thinking about knockouts, right? They look good against Ivory Coast, even very good. Lost late on, but then played that 0-0 against Curacao. Yes, nothing but a win will do against Germany, but I don't think they'll get it. Yes, Germany are already qualified, but it's still Germany. And even if Nagelsmann rotates, I think those second string players will still want to put in good performances, just show that, hey, we're here, we're ready, we're available to step in and play more in the knockouts. Ecuador are getting a draw at best.
Fair enough. And over to you, Max. Speaking about Germany themselves, Germany will be chasing a milestone year as a victory will see them win 12 consecutive games, which is the joint most, record in their history. Do you think that is surely happening against Ecuador?
I mean, probably not so sure about that because, yeah, probably they're going to rotate and Ecuador really need this win. But as Victor mentioned, I feel like even second squad of Germany at this World Cup has bigger quality than Ecuador. We saw that in the game against Curacao. Both of them, one of them demolished them 7-1, the other one couldn't score. So probably it means something. And yeah, Germany is known being a team that wants to show everybody what they're capable of, and probably they're winning this one as well. And I feel like Nagelsmann might not even rotate heavily because he wants his star players to be in a good shape in playoffs. So maybe like goalkeeper change, some defense line changes, and striker, but nothing special.
Hmm. Fair enough. And then we go over to Curacao, Victor. Curacao are looking to make history here with a FIFA ranking of 82. They are looking to become the lowest ranked side to reach the knockout stages if they can win Ivory Coast. What are the chances of them pulling that off?
That would be one of the biggest shocks in the history of the tournament, really. Um, Obviously, supporting Scotland, I hope it does not happen unless it's a 4-0 to Curacao or something, but it would be an amazing story, certainly. Realistically speaking, no, I don't think Ivory Coast let this slip. It's 3 points that they were counting on since the group stage draw. You see Curacao in your group, immediately you think, okay, this is the one we need to win. If anything less than a cynical 2-0 win for Ivory Coast happens, it will already be a big surprise.
Yeah. And speaking about Ivory Coast themselves, they are also looking to make knockout stages of the World Cup for the first time in their history, and all they need to do is to avoid defeat against Curacao. According to the bookmakers, they are the overwhelming favorite here to win. And Max, are you backing that to follow the script?
I mean, surely. I mentioned in the previous preview for this group that Ecuador might not score a lot against Curacao because they don't really have a lot of quality in attack while they do have in defense. And I'd probably say that for Ivory Coast, it's more or less opposite. All of these shiny players are in attack and they are not that solid in defense, but I'm not so sure you really need a solid defense against a side like Curacao. You better have some good strikers like Diamante, Diallo, and so on, who can finish, and then you're gonna win. And I expect that to happen probably like 2 or 3-0. Okay, maybe Curacao scores like against Germany, but I still believe Ivory Coast is going to score at least 3.
That point. And then we go over to both predictions, Victor.
Under 2.5 goals in both games.
Max, yours?
Germany to win at least by 3.
Interesting. And then finally, we go over to score predictions, starting with you, Victor. Ecuador, Germany.
1-1.
Max, yes.
3-0.
Then finally, Curacao, Ivory Coast, Victor.
2-0 to Ivory Coast.
Max.
Say 3-1. Somehow I still believe they can score again.
Okay, fair enough. But anyways, the stage is set for Group E. Germany have already qualified, and with the exception of an upset or an unlikely upset, Ivory Coast will also be looking to do so for the first time in their history. Everything looks pretty much straightforward on paper, but football is never really that straightforward sometimes. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens after the final round of fixtures.